What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. This is now my third video in a row talking about Ubisoft's Star Wars Outlaws, and while many people might hear that and say, move on, stop beating a dead horse, no one cares about this game, no one's gonna buy it, there's still a large portion of people out there that are interested in it because it has the name Star Wars in it. But what Ubisoft is doing right now on Twitter and how they're paying for bots, or at least that's what it looks like on the surface, in conjunction with charging an arm and a leg to be able to play the game, and if you want to play it early, 3 days early, you can pay even more money. There's so much wrong with this entire situation that I just have to talk about it. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down this crazy situation with Ubisoft paying for bots and how much they're charging for their games. For this video, let's break it down a little bit further. First off, let's compare the Star Wars Outlaws editions. The standard edition of $69.99 USD, a $70 game. Base game, vanilla copy, no DLC, no additional stuff, no season pass, just strictly a quote-unquote pre-order bonus. I guess if you want to pre-order an Ubisoft game, have at it. Let me know how that goes for you. That's how much it costs for the basic vanilla in USD. I have some friends in Canada telling me the prices there are even more insane, as they usually are in Canada. But this is ridiculous enough on the surface for a base game. But if you want to play it day one, actually on day one, you need to pay even more, which is a practice that I will never ever, for the entire life of me, ever get behind. It's something I saw EA do. I think they were the first ones to do it a couple years ago, where if you paid a little bit more money, you could have early access to the game and you could get it like a week early. Ubisoft is doing that same thing with Star Wars Outlaws. If you pay $110 USD, you can get this game 3 days early and have access to their season pass. So for the low price of $40 more, $40. I know some really good games out there you can buy brand new for $40. First one, Helldivers 2, comes to mind. $40 more to be able to play the game 3 days early and have access to the season pass. Get the hell out of here. But it gets even crazier than that. You want to get this game with the base game, 3-day early access season pass, a rogue infiltrator bundle, a digital art book that, let's be honest, who really cares about a digital art book? You want to have all these bells and whistles and all this fun stuff? $130 USD plus tax. Now, in California where I am, we're talking upwards of, you're approaching $150 out the door for a game. Only Ubisoft. I can't even with this. And that's on top of Ubisoft making this game basically what amounts to a download key on a disc. It's a game coaster that you put in and it downloads all the information from the internet and it approves you the ability to play. There's not really much information on that disc. So you are spending $150 for what amounts to a long-term rental in the modern era of gaming. This is where we find ourselves. Or if you want, you could always go to Ubisoft's Ubisoft Plus program and have access to this game and hundreds of others PC games, including new releases, for $18 a month. Which I guess, honestly, if you're just dying to play this game, you just have to have it, but you don't want to spend that ridiculous amount of money, maybe $18 a month to access this and play it and have fun with it for a month might be worth it, because at least you know what you're getting with that short-term rental of 30 days. And while it's all digital anyways, what's the difference? You're going to lose it in the long run with the other one. You might as well play it and pay for it and save money with that, which is exactly what Ubisoft wants, because they know the vast majority of people that sign up for these programs forget to cancel them, just say whatever about it, and they start making money down the road on it. And you would think that would be it. Like, that's a ridiculous pricing structure for a game that looks okay, I guess. I mean, honestly, it's not blowing me away, and that's my genuine feeling coming away from watching the trailer. But if you go on Twitter, my goodness, there are a lot of bots out there that seem to take that trailer drop quite a bit differently than me and many others. These bots on Twitter are running rampant. This one in particular, called Mehmet45658233, said, all the cool stuff we spotted in the Star Wars Outlaws story trailer. On April 9th, Ubisoft, and it goes into this long diatribe of all this information that is pulled directly from, of all places, Kotaku. Like, why? There's gotta be something going on in the background here between Kotaku and Ubisoft. It's just very, very strange. And you think on the surface, okay, that's one bot that's running this through ChatGPT and putting this information out there, just running the program and automatically putting it out there. Okay, Ubisoft paid for that. But then you go through the replies of this, and it's just bonkers. You have Saul Martinez, who is apparently a weather girl, saying, I can't wait to explore new Star Wars planets and encounter familiar criminal groups and outlaws. Exciting times ahead. Yeah, sounds legit. I'm sure this is a real person that really wrote that. But in all seriousness, I look at the situation and can't help but come away laughing. Like, Ubisoft is losing money. They're laying people off left and right. Their company is spiraling, failing for obvious reasons, which I've covered multiple times. A lot of it has to do with DEI and how they have that kind of stuff going on in the background, on top of their games not being great, on top of the mantra of the entire company of putting their games on clearance a month after release or less usually. Nobody buys their games when they come out because they know they can get it at half price or less in like 20 days after the game releases. And I'm not even exaggerating. That's how ridiculous it's gotten with Ubisoft. You can't trust them with how they're going to price their games, and the last thing you ever want to do is pre-order a game, especially from them. So now we have this continuous cycle that Ubisoft has put themselves into, where they put all this money into buying an IP with Star Wars, putting this game together, making it look okay enough, I guess, if you don't really count the main protagonist in it. Sure, it's a fun action-adventure romp through the Star Wars galaxy. Okay. On the surface, understandable. And then you look at the pricing structure, how outrageous it is, and you're like, oh, that's pretty tough to swallow. And then you find out you don't actually own the game, it's just a digital download key, that it's a license where you put the disc in and then you can put a drink on your disc afterwards because it's downloaded all the information onto the system. Okay, you get all that out of the way. And then you realize that Ubisoft is most likely paying for bots on Twitter with this money that they're charging for this game. Meaning that they know they need to change the perception of the community, so they are raising the price of what the games are and putting that money right back into social media to make this cycle going, so that it's like, oh, we're going to charge more money. Oh, we need to pay for those bots. Oh, let's charge more money. And we can pay for the bots and keep the cycle going as the company spirals down the drain. At least that's my takeaway from all of this. Sure, it might be a decent, fun game at the end of the day, but my goodness, looking at this and all the information that we have based off of the release and launch from Ubisoft, it feels like every chance they have to make the right choice, they make the wrong one and screw over the customers. So for me, the last thing I'm going to do is be buying this game anywhere close to launch. Maybe someday down the road I might pick it up secondhand from someone, not giving Ubisoft the money, just out of sheer curiosity if this game is decent enough. Maybe. But at the end of the day, I can't bring myself to support a company that does stuff like this. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you want more information, again, check out smashjt.com. I will link this article in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing. Smash